Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Ford in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Check out this brand new 2023 Ford Bronco Sport. This is the Badlands trim. And when you go Badlands, that means you get the bigger power plant up front. Gone is the 1.5 liter EcoBoost, and in is the 2 liter EcoBoost in this Badlands. The color here is called Cactus Gray, and we have an ebony roast leather interior, which looks gorgeous. So we're going to check this Bronco Sport out, see what it's bringing to the market in this subcompact two-row SUV segment, and let's dig in. All right, the front end of the Bronco Sport, we got the Cactus Gray with the flat black on the grille, top and bottom. The Bronco spelled out in white, which I like, stands out against that flat black. We have LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, LED turn signals, LED fog lamps, and we have recovery hooks on either side so you can help pull somebody out of the ditch. So it's a really nice looking front end on this Bronco Sport. Wheel and tire package on this Bronco Sport Badlands. We have a 17-inch carbonized gray aluminum alloy wheel, the Bronco badge on the center cap, standard brake and rotor package. Now these 17-inch wheels are wrapped in Pirelli Scorpion ATR tires, 225 on the width, a massive 65 series sidewall 17s, all four corners, four-wheel drive. Full side profile on this Bronco Sport Badlands. The Cactus Gray with the flat black I think is great. And the carbonized gray wheels I really think matches the vibe of this car, the vibe of this little SUV perfectly. We don't have any chrome anywhere. Everything is subtle. Everything looks good. Everything is going to take some off-roading dirt and not make it look like a mess like it was if it were black. So I really like how they did that. It's very boxy, it's very functional looking, very utilitarian, but that's what they're going for here on this Bronco Sport. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Moving in closer, there is that flat black around the wheel well. Protect that Cactus Gray paint if you decide to take this off-road. I don't like this fake fender vent up here. You know, let's punch it through, make it functional, or just make everything Cactus Gray. There's your Badlands badge, looking good. Love the way that looks on the front door here. Side view mirrors are flat black. We're color matched on the front and the rear door handle. The fuel filler cap is on the left side. Up top, we have a black roof. Now this is a black two-tone. This is an option, but I do not like that old-fashioned antenna. Let's put the shark fin up there. Flat black on the roof rails. And we do not have a sunroof. All right, the back end of this Bronco Sport, again, it's a very flat back here, which means we don't have a roof spoiler coming off the top, which means we have that small window wiper down below on the glass. Bronco Sport underneath that, Ford on the left of the tailgate. We have LED taillights, standard bulbs for turn signals, flat black on the rear bumper area, and if you don't have the license plate on like we do have now, it says in black, Bronco, established 1966. So that's kind of a nice little Easter egg, but unfortunately that's going to get covered up when you put that rear plate on. We also have separate controls for our glass and the door, which we'll show you later. So it's got some nice functionality, and we have a dual exhaust tucked up underneath the rear bumper of the vehicle. All right, we're under the hood of this 23 Bronco Sport Badlands. And like I mentioned earlier, the smaller power plant, the 1.5 liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder is gone, and in is the 2 liter EcoBoost inline 4-cylinder engine mated to the same 8-speed automatic transmission, 250 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque. This Bronco Sport can tow up to 2,200 pounds. MPGs, 21 in the city, 26 on the highway, 23 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. Before we get into the interior of this Bronco Sport Badlands, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this Bronco Sport cost? Because it looks really nice. Well, the Badlands is the second highest level trim level in the Bronco Sport for 2023. The only trim level that's higher is the Heritage Limited trim. So therefore, we're going to have a higher price point just on trim levels. So Base price for the 2023 Bronco Sport Badlands 4x4 before options is $38,090. Now this particular vehicle has almost $3,400 in options. We have to add in $500 for the painted shadow black roof, the two-tone roof. Then we have to add in an additional $2,900 for the premium package. Now the premium package is going to get you rear parking sensors, a wireless charging pad, dual zone AC, HD radio, the B&O sound system with 10 speakers and remote start, and a universal garage door opener. Now, we get a credit of $20 here because they removed the Wi-Fi hotspot. Not a big fan of that one. But then we have to add in destination and delivery of $1,595 from Ford's Hermosillo, Mexico assembly plant, and we have a total MSRP from the factory of $43,065. Now the dealer has added the protection package, which is wheel locks, all-weather floor mats, and the trunk tray for an additional $495. So the total vehicle asking price on the lot today is $43,560. That is all the money on a Bronco Sport. Let's check out the interior. Starting with the footbox, a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. We have the all-season Bronco Sport floor mats in the vehicle. They look really nice. We do have a flat black plastic door sill plate that says Bronco to welcome you to the vehicle. On the seats, power seats with lumbar for the driver, power seat without lumbar for the front passenger. And here is the ebony roast leather interior with the stitching, nice bolstering, two-tone design with the interior insert looking really, really nice. Nice side bolstering. And then we have some suede material on the upper with the Bronco embossed into that suede material, and then more suede material on the headrest with nice looking softness and more stitching. So a really good looking interior on this Bronco Sport Badlands. Door panel, again, really, really nice look with the two-tone design. We have soft touch up top, black door handles. We have more of that ebony roast trim around the door handle, which is nice. We do have more ebony roast on the armrest on the door, which is nice and soft. We have flat black on our switchgear, so the door panel I think looks really good. And then down below you can see that B&O sound system speaker, and then we have a really large door pocket on this Bronco Sport. Up top, soft touch up top, hard plastic down on the glove box, and the glove box is really big. Infotainment screen time. This is what I find very confusing in here. We're in the Badlands, second level to the top in the Bronco Sport. It's a $43,000 MSRP vehicle, and we have our base 8-inch Sync 3 with no built-in nav, wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. When we're looking at this kind of top trim action, I would expect to see the navigation in here. I know they haven't put Sync 4 in the Bronco Sport yet, but give me the nav and maybe even a larger screen in here. I don't know, let me know what you think, but I think this is inadequate for the price of the vehicle. But we can go to our audio, we can hook in our tunes, we can go to sources, we have our Sirius XM, we can Bluetooth our phone and whatnot. We have our apps, which we can go into. We can add a device. We can go to our system settings, adjust everything, set up our driver profiles and all that other good jazz. So, and it is very, very responsive. I just think in this trim level, this is inadequate. Let me know what you think. We go to reverse, and we do have a nice large backup camera with trajectory and the center tow line. So that really looks good. No 360-degree view cameras in here, but at least it takes up the whole screen. We can go ahead and zoom in. We can zoom out. We can come up here. We can get a wider view of the back if we would like. So they got you covered as far as how some of these views are in this Bronco Sport. We'll go back to park. And now we're back to the beginning. We have 2 heat and air vents, so this is partially integrated in. Down below we have volume controls and tune controls. We have our 4-way hazards. We have our engine auto stop start on off. We'll rock with that off. We have our camera views that you can get to, and then you can change your music or your volume, mute and whatnot down here. Here's our engine stop start button or push button start. More of this ebony roast trim, which I really like, lifts up the center stack. We have an area for storage in here, which is nice. Down below, dual climate control. And when you adjust that, it shows up on your screen. We're going to turn that down in case you're getting some wind buffeting. So they got you set, and you can sync it by hitting dual, and now both of them are synced together. Now we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, and a heated steering wheel. So they got you covered there. Down below, we have a 12-volt USB-C, USB-A, and a wireless charging pad. We have our dial that's going to take us through this 8-speed automatic with manual function right here. Underneath that, we have our electronic emergency brake, auto vehicle hold on off, 2 cup holders, actually 2 1/3 cup holders. And here's our key fob for this Bronco Sport. Standard Ford key fob, unlock, lock, remote start, panic button on the back, Bronco. Looks good. Down here, we have our GOAT modes, which we'll check out when we look at the dash. Then we have our hill descent control, 4-wheel drive lock, traction control off, and then we can lock the diff right there. Now, on your armrest, nice and soft, again in the ebony roast leather with the stitching. Open it up, and we have a nice area for storage with a USB-C and a USB-A. Bronco Sport steering wheel, nice leather wrap steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches. You got the bucking Bronco on the horn button, flat black on the switch gear. We do have some brushed aluminum and gloss black down here to lift it up a little bit. We have a round bottom wheel, and it's a little bit tight getting out of this cockpit with the round bottom wheel. We do have paddles to go up and down this 8-speed if you want to shift manually. On the left here, you have your bright lights and your turn signals. On the right, you have your front and rear wiper. Down here on the left, you can pop your tailgate. You can adjust your headlights and your fog lamps, brighten and dim the dash. Now we do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, so I like that. And then we have a nice large digital dash here in this Bronco Sport. But we do have analog gauges for our speedometer and tachometer, so it's a digital analog combo, but the digital portion is much bigger than you would see in some of the others, so that's a nice touch. Our GOAT modes, if we go through these, we have normal. I'm going to go all the way to the left first. So we have normal, eco, sport, slippery, mud ruts, sand, and rock crawl. So they got a whole bunch of action going on here in this Bronco Sport. We're going to go back to normal for now. So that is nice. And then, of course, you can adjust what you want to see on the center screen as well, with each one of these having some other menus as well. So it's really nice and easy to put up what you would like to see here on this Bronco Sports dash. Driver door panel, 3 memory seat settings, which is nice, but we don't have power fold side view mirrors. Overhead console, there's a spot for your shades right there. If you want to have your LED dome lights come on and off when you open and close the door, these buttons remain in the off position. So when you open the door, lighting comes on, close the door, lighting will dim out. No moonroof in this one or power sunroof. And then we have our sun visor with vanity. Does it slide? Yes, it does, to block out the side sun. And here's your garage door opener program switches. All right, getting in the back seat of the Bronco Sport. I have the seat set for my driving position, so we'll jump on in. Flat roof, so it's easy to get in. And easy to get in, and I got enough room. I got enough room for my knees and my head and my shoulders at 5'11". All this ebony roast leather all the way down. No seat pocket down here that opens up, but we have one like this, which I really like, that zips up for you. So you can stuff maybe your phone and some important stuff in here, because if you're going off-road, you don't want to get stuff all muddy. So I love how they have that done in the Bronco Sport, and they have the same action on the back seat as here as well. And then we have little pouches over here on the sides of the seats where you can stuff more stuff, maybe your phone or something like that. So I like that. On the back here, right, we have 2 heat and air vents right there. And then as we dive down, I got a USB-C, a USB-A, and a home power source. So I have 2 USBs back here, 2 in the center console, and 2 up front. So we got 6 USBs in here, and this Bronco Sport officially holds 5. So we got 1 extra. As we look at the rear door panel, nice same attention to detail on the rear door panel as the front. Here's the front door panel looking good. Here's our rear door panel looking the same. All the same use of materials with that B&O speaker down there in the door. Back seats, same ebony roast leather with that suede insert material on the upper and on the headrest. Would have been nice to see the bucking Bronco embossed back here as well, but really nice seats and really comfortable. Center armrest, nice and soft, 2 cup holders. So they got you covered in here in the back of this Bronco Sport for comfort, and feels good back here. All right, getting into the cargo area of this Bronco Sport, like I mentioned, you could do glass or door. Come back here on the left, it'll say glass with a down arrow. You hit that, the glass pops open. You just lift up the glass, and if you just need to reach in and grab something, you can do that. Then you can shut the glass separately, which I like. If you want the door, you come back here. There's the door, you hit that, and you got to lift up. There's no electric assist. And now, look at that. We have a good amount of room in this subcompact SUV. With the rear seats up, we have 32.5 cubic feet of space in the back of this Bronco Sport. As we move in closer, we have our carpeted floor mats that are in here, our front license plate bracket, some additional all-season mats. We have our all-season cargo mat in here, which is nice. We open this up, and we have a full-size spare, which is even better. So thank you, Ford, for that full-size spare. On the right side, you got lighting. You have a 12-volt and a home power source back here. So that's a nice touch. And then we have these tie downs over here. So you can go with some stuff. And you also have a light button here, which is going to turn on, if I hit it, it's going to turn on the LED lights that are in the back of the tailgate. So you got plenty of light back here in this Bronco Sport. Now, to get the rear seats down, we don't have a pull from back here, which I wish we did. You have to hit the button up here and then throw them forward, hit the button up here, and then throw them forward. And as you can see, if you don't have your front seats far enough up, they get stuck, which I don't like. So we have to push them down. And this one is so stuck, we got to move this seat up. So I find this a little bit annoying that Ford didn't make sure you could drop the back without having to adjust the seats around in the front. That could be done a little bit better. But as we come to the back, now we finally have those seats down, and it flattens out. We have 65.2 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats down. So that's nice, but what I would like to see from Ford on this Bronco Sport is let's put some drops over here, but also let's not have to fiddle around with the front seats in order to get the rear ones to fold flat. They should have engineered that a little bit better, so regardless of where those front seats were, those rear seats would drop down. And that largely has to do with the fact that we have stationary headrests and not headrests that fold down when the seat goes down like we see in some other brands. So I think that's something Ford could work on, but otherwise, it's got a great amount of space for a subcompact SUV. Ford window sticker on this Bronco Sport. We'll zoom in. My apologies for the glare, but it is very cloudy out today. I'll try to get it for you. Hopefully you can see all this. We have our standard equipment up along the top of the window sticker. And we have the options down below. Pricing information. Total factory MSRP. Made in Hermosillo, Mexico. Fuel economy. Safety ratings. And then our addendum from the dealer for that extra $495. Total vehicle asking price. Let's take her out for a spin. All right, we are in this 2023 Bronco Sport, and right away you can tell this 2-liter EcoBoost has a lot more power than the 1.5. A lot. And it really makes this Bronco Sport a lot more responsive to the throttle. Still feels good on the road. But it's much quieter, I think, than the 1.5 as far as noise back into the passenger cabin. Obviously, it's still riding like the Bronco Sport, right? I mean, these Broncos are really designed for some off-roading, whether it's light off-roading like this one or heavy off-roading. This one on the road here feels pretty good. You're going to get a little bit of bounce because we do have, you know, the ATR tires on here. So, and we have the 17-inch wheels. Probably could have gone a little bit bigger on the tire, I think, to fill out the wheel well a little bit more. Let me know what you think about that one. But overall, I like the Bronco Sport. I think I like the Bronco Sport better than the full-size Bronco because I think it's a better value overall. Let me know what you think about that statement. Well, we're going to come down here and we're going to do a emergency stop in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, stops on a dime, nice and linear. Now we'll take off. And this 2-liter EcoBoost really gets this vehicle up to speed nicely. Really well done. Now, we have plenty of visibility out the windshield, side glass, rear view mirrors, side view mirrors, rear glass, no problem at all. We have the Ford Copilot 360 in here, so you're going to get your blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist. All that jazz is going to be in this Bronco Sport, so I like that. And I like the ride. I think it's well damped. Don't have a lot of rattles, don't have a lot of vibrations all over the place, so that's good. Would have liked to seen the standard roof in here. Let me know what you think about that. And I'm really curious about this base 8-inch Sync 3 in a $43,000 Bronco Sport. I should have the Sync 3, even if you want to keep it 8-inch, that's fine, but give me the nav in here as well for the kind of money I'm spending on this Badlands trim, which, like I mentioned earlier, is second to the top. We'll see how this turning radius is. We have a really big front end on this Bronco Sport. Feels like a full-size Bronco when you drive it, just about. So we'll see how this turning radius goes. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, that's really good. About 19 feet turning radius, which is really good for a vehicle like this, so I like that. So here we go. We're going to stick this in the manual. We'll feather it in because we do have a new engine, and we'll see how it goes. All right. We'll stop that. We'll try it again. We had that biker in there. He got me all worried. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm not in love with how this manual action is in this Bronco. And I don't think I'd use it. The shifts are way too slow, and if you don't push the paddle in just the right spot, it doesn't click off the shift. The paddle will move in, but it doesn't click off the shift, which I'm not in love with. I think no matter where I push this paddle, I should be able to click off the shift. So I think I would run this in regular mode and let the vehicle shift for itself. because you don't want to miss a shift and go over red line. You know, that's just not good. So not in love with how that operates, but I think in a vehicle like this, I just don't know how many people are going to use the paddles. Let me know what you guys think. That's what confused me on that first couple of takeoffs. I'm like, I'm hitting the paddle, how come it's not shifting? But I have to hit it right on the middle of the paddle. I can't hit it up by the plus mark on the top of the paddle. I got to hit it right in the middle towards the end, or else it won't shift. And that's a little bit too sensitive for my liking on the paddles. But overall, this 2-liter is so much better than the 1.5. All the Bronco Sports we've seen this year are the 1.5-liter Broncos Sports. So I'm glad we were able to get ourselves into a 2-liter, and it really transforms how the vehicle drives, how it accelerates, and all that other jazz. So let me know what you guys think. Is this Bronco Sport Badlands the kind of way you would spec up your Bronco? Is this way too expensive? Because this is a lot of money for a Bronco, 43 Gs. And maybe even close to 44 once you get done with the dealer ads. That's a lot of money for a Bronco. So do you go Badlands? Do you go Heritage Limited if you're in the 2023 model year? Go for this upper level engine and spend this kind of money on a Bronco? Or do you go down in trims and get back into the mid-30s for your Bronco? Or do you go somewhere else with your hard-earned money? Let me know what you think in the comments. But I'd like to thank Ciocca Ford here in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Ford Bronco Badlands 4x4 Bronco Sport Badlands 4x4 for a review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.